like when I came over, you know, like filming, we was there, you know, a couple of times, 6 months at a time. So just came down with the boys and done a bit of coaching and joined in, you know. I think this is about the 6th year, 7th year.
Yeah, enjoying it?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I've been demoted to the over 35s now, but and no, I go and do a bit of coaching for the first team, you know. The standard's very high. I mean, I think about 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago, we had 8 ex-internationals playing in the team. We started it off for lads coming over and wanting to, you know, just sort of get to know a few people, and, you know, especially if you're moving in a house, it's quite daunting, you know, knowing, you know, literally things like the television and the, you know, the radio stuff, and, you know, so the boys sort of help out like that, you know. Right. I mean, amongst ourselves, you know, there's electricians and painters and plasterers and everything. No, obviously knew of Steve, right. You know, because I used to enjoy the Sex Pistols music, you know. It really helps. I mean, when I'm not here, if I'm away filming, you know, Ian, you know, he's got the keys to my house, he's got the keys to Jay Stavum's house, you know, and he goes up and looks after the place, really, you know. Yeah, well, see, what happened with us, it was, you know, it was all fairy tale stuff, you know, come out of non-league, you know, to get into the Premier League, to win the FA Cup final. And really, the FA Cup final was the swan song, really, you know. Right. And that was from then we, you know, Wisey went, Fash went, I went, Joe Kinnear went, and then in the end, Sam Amman went. So that was the end of it. There was people that you wouldn't expect, you know, like Dave Besant, the goalkeeper, Laurie Sanchez, who's now manager of Northern Ireland. Everybody was up to it, you know, you really had to keep your guard up. One of the players was on international duty and the manager went to watch him and said, well, we had to be in our rooms by 11. And we were playing Man City away the next day, and he came back and it was about 2:30 in the morning. He came back and we was all up still in the bar, all hammered, and we'd hung all his bed out and tied it all up in sheets, and all the bed and everything was all hanging out the window. And we went and beat Man City the next day 2-1. I think my debut was against Man United and I scored the winner 1-0. Home debut. Yeah, at Plough Lane, the old Plough Lane. But, you know, obviously the cup final stands out, and then my time at Leeds was great and we won the league, and, you know, and at Chelsea was fantastic. I loved it at Chelsea. You know, I played, you know, with my heart on my sleeve, and used to get into a lot of trouble, you know. Yeah, Dennis Wise was always, you know, one of my big buddies, and Fash was, you know, he was my room partner, you know. Right. No one would room with Wisey because he was such a little rat, you know. He would never sleep. He was always up and down the corridors and all in places where he shouldn't be. That's what we used to call him, the rat. Brian Robson was tough. There was a big lad who used to play for Oxford called Billy Whitehurst. I think he was like a bare knuckle fighter, you know. But there were some tough boys, you know. And I came just after Souness and people like that. Watford. Yeah, as a kid I was Tottenham, and Watford, but you know, Watford, my kids have got season tickets and I share a box with a mate of mine, you know. Well, normally I have a couple of meetings to go to, you know, meeting either, you know, producers or casting agents, you know, for future projects. That's basically what you do, and, you know, because of the traffic in this town, you know, 2 or 3 is, you know, knackering, you know, you really deserve a couple of beers at the end of the day. Well, X-Men 3 was a big one, you know, it broke all the records. Right. But I've been doing some nice independent movies as well. Right. So, but it's always nice, you know, to have a couple of days off and meet up with the chaps, you know. Yeah, I'm going to do Rambo after Christmas, Rambo 4. Right. Just done a movie with Stone Cold Steve Austin, Condemned, which comes out in April. Right. So yeah, we've been really busy, you know. Well, I've done 36 movies now. I've got Rambo coming up, you know, I really want to, it'd be nice, I've been offered my own TV show out here, so we're going to do a pilot and see how that goes, and that would really cement me here, you know.